hello. I've arrived. Artist, archivist, future man, and tonight, victorious chef. You can call me Tiberius Vanderfield. Hello, hello. So we have, at this point, subdued the event. So yes, every stage has been beaten, and so in theory, there's not a whole lot of reason for me to continue doing it. But I do want to go again and try to get through all of the stages with a 3-star rating, because I think it's very much doable. I think we were very close in a lot of cases, and I think it's worth trying to do so. If only for my own satisfaction, more or less. But that is what we will be doing. So, business. This is the last stream of the week. Next week, we'll be going to the new schedule. I guess we did go to the new schedule for this week as well, but yes, next week we'll be continuing the new schedule. So that will be Tuesday through Saturday. Yes, every Thursday and Friday stream you can expect to be around 9:30 p.m. Central Time, whereas every other stream you can expect to be around 8:30 p.m. Central Time. And let's see, what else is there? Oh yes, the games I'm going to be playing. Yes, I should probably mention those. So Atelier Yumia, rather, the Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land. That will be, I think I initially said, what was that? Wednesday, Thursday? I think I'm going to do that Tuesday, Thursday instead. And then for Arknights, that will be Wednesday and Saturday. And then, yes, we will be doing Guilty Gear on Friday. Yes. I realized previously that I did kind of forget that I also had Mika and the Witch's Mountain to work on, but I don't know. I just want to play, I want to play some Yumiya right now. So yes. Probably after this, we will incorporate a little bit more Mika into the schedule. Honestly, I might do that on Fridays sometimes, because I do want to get through Yumiya. Ideally, before we then pick up, what was it? Yes, Rune Factory over in a few months. So yes, I don't remember precisely what month it comes out in. Yes, so then, once again, the schedule will be Atelier Yumiya on Tuesday and Thursday, Arknights on Wednesday and Saturday, Guilty Gear on Friday, and then, once again, the Thursday and Friday streams you can expect to be around 9:30 p.m., and every other stream you can expect to be around 8:30 p.m. Speaking of streams, I was meaning to start this one a little bit earlier, but I got distracted, in short. I'm not used to starting this early. We are still early, actually, but we're not as early as we could be. But yes, so, let's see. I suppose that's everything that we need to do. So, Arknights. One other thing that I wanted to do before we forget is I want to make sure we cash out the rest of our... I guess we don't necessarily need to cash out all of the tokens, but I do want to make sure that we have maximum senshi. Yes. So, again, at this point, having beaten all of these stages with all of the characters that I wanted to beat them with in my party, I think at this point I'm just going to do whatever I need to do to get through, basically. Senshi has maximized his potential now. So yeah, so that is to say, having already completed the challenge, I think I'm okay with not challenging myself so much. Again, that was sort of a thing that we talked about last time, where I realized I've been kind of holding myself to a somewhat unrealistic standard of performance. Things like that. But yes, anyway, so, Kebab and Prophecy, Tipsy Merriment, Healthy Snacks, and Rhode Island Cafeteria. Those are the stages that we need to do. I kind of want to do Golden Carrot properly as well, because again, even though we did get a 3-star and we didn't use a support unit. But yes, my beast is lamenting our miserable fate. But yes, even though we didn't, again, hopefully he's not going to continue barking for too long. But yes, he is part husky, so he is quite loud when he wants to be. And when he wants to be is more or less whenever nobody's paying attention to him. But yes, so, as I was saying, so we did clear this stage with a 3-star rating. We didn't use a support unit, but we did have a crash that between the end of the stage and the end of the post-stage cutscene. So it seemed to have not fully registered our having completed it. I don't know. Again, I'm doing this just for personal satisfaction, so I don't care that much. I know what I did. So yes. So, ET4, let us go into Kebab and Prophecy. So I know in this one, the reason why we failed was at the end, we had a number of berry slugs pop out of the golem, because I wasn't expecting that. But yes, we had berry slugs pop out of the golem, and then, yes, because of that, our defense got stunned at the end, so the golem could just walk right through, essentially. So, we don't want that to happen again. Sit. Probably should have refreshed my memory on what we did, but now's our chance to refresh our memory, I suppose. So yeah, so I think, honestly, I think I want to keep the second squad the same, because I do want to use more or less this setup. There, it is going to be revised, but I do want to use this setup, or a variant of it rather, for the final attempts at DT8. So yes, to that end, we're going to take the third squad and reconstruct it into a facsimile of the second. So yes, Chill Chuck. Yes, Chill Chuck. Senshi. Oops. Actually, let me select, quick select, there we go. Yes, Chill Chuck, Senshi, Marcial, Laios, and select Senshi. So yes. I don't feel too strongly about having these specific units on our team, but we might as well. Anyway, other than that, a few standard medics. I think we'll go with Perfumer and Hibiscus. Again, Perfumer is just very... oh. Alright, I forgot that I didn't have multi-select on.
With pleasure.
Quick select, rather. Yeah, also, incidentally, how's the audio? Because I noticed that it was a little bit loud in the last VOD. But yes, if anyone has any thoughts on that. I feel like the game audio was a little bit loud, at least in the stages. But yeah, so anyway. So, to get these slugs out of the golem early, we're probably going to want snipers. And we're going to want snipers that can do a pretty solid amount of damage.
With pleasure.
But yes, other than that, I feel almost like we would want Manticore or another ambusher so that we can try to try to activate the slugs earlier if necessary. Other than that, though, I don't know that we have any specific purposes in mind. Purposes or needs. Slow operators could be good. I suppose we could use another guard and another defender. So, Gummy. And... why not go with Estelle? Yes, this should be perfectly applicable. Yeah, so I did kind of forget what the setup here was. Well, it's fine. Let's see, I also forgot what pattern the slugs are going to go in, but that is also fine. Don't think that...
I'm listening.
listening.
This might not have been the best move. Okay, no, Cruz can get some pretty quick kills. Alright, so not quite quick enough though.
I'll stay vigilant.
Unless, okay, yeah, Meteor can follow up. There we are. So this should be more than sufficient. Yeah, this should have all of them dealt with pretty quick here. Alright. And so I think we'll deploy Gummy. Probably we should start deploying Perfumer sooner rather than later, honestly.
Won't be afraid.
Yeah, she's not going to be able to cover everyone in her healing range, of course, but we should have some food soon. My only concern is whether or not Manticore would be able to survive. I suppose we could place Manticore here about. And that could be good. It probably wouldn't be ideal, but it could be good.
There you are. Yes, my fragrance revive your life.
Suppose now we are in a slight situation where we do... Okay. There we are. Feels like we're not getting... I was gonna say, it feels like we're not getting a lot of skill points, but I suppose that's not terribly unusual. Yes, it's a bit unfortunate, but it happens. You know, I'm realizing now, I could have just deployed Hibiscus. That would have solved a lot of our problems here. Oh well.
That's some of my specialty.
I'm ready.
I don't think Earth Spirit is going to have the power necessary to
Should pull a lot of enemies.
deal with all of this necessarily, or rather to take out the slugs. We are not getting the food that we really want, but we do have plenty of other sources of healing. Yeah, the enemies are going down at a pretty reasonable rate. Honestly, we can probably just make up the difference with more medics. Yeah, so we're not in too bad of a shape. Of course, we do now have these golems, which are going to be a problem.
That's fine with
But they're only going to be a problem if I let them be a problem. So let's not let them be a problem. Well, I don't know. It might not be... We might not be able to not let them be a problem in this case.
This is the shot.
What me to?
Estelle, there's nothing we can really do to have Estelle not... Actually, hold on.
Huh? Me?
Actually,
Feel the wind.
so... Alright, one way or the other, we are going to get some slugs coming out soon. But I think we can still
Critical hit.
get through this all right. We are going to need to, yes, remove her. But no. Okay, Laios can't block can only block one. Oh? Right, I remember that, I forgot that the golem is a little bit strange there towards the end. Okay, here we go. No, actually. Is this going to be enough? Because we're still going to get the slug. But
I've been waiting for a while.
if we remove Manticore, nope, okay. Oh, Chill Chuck. You might need to... Never mind. I was going to say you might need to block, but that's definitely not a thing Chill Chuck can do. Unfortunate. So, what happened that the slugs activated? Because they didn't get attacked.
Sorry. I'll fight harder next time.
Yeah, Laios could only attack the golem. I guess the golem can activate the slugs? I wasn't aware of that. Maybe I should have checked. 'Cause yeah. Let's see, whoops. Slugs, or golems. Yeah, it doesn't specifically say that they do, but if they do, they do, I suppose. Anyway, so, we go again. Well, at least we know now. Yeah, so...
Please take good care of yourself while I'm gone.
That's it. It might be in our best interest to make sure that Laios can stop some slugs in their tracks.
I won't sleep on the job.
I do wonder... if something like this could be good. Part of the issue there was that we were blocking our enemies, like, right at the end of their potential path. So not doing that could also be good.
Here I am.
Alright, so I think Perfumer we want down as quick as we can. If we placed her facing the side, that would have been more ideal, but it's fine. Anyway, now I think we want to start deploying our defenders and whatnot.
Here I am.
Yes, at least as soon as we get the opportunity. Yeah, being able to take the occasional shot at these enemies from a distance is pretty good. Okay, they're going, yeah, Senshi words. So not a problem. Ah, right, so... Right. Alright, so we might have... Oh, no, okay, we're fine.
Capable of that, right?
More or less fine, I suppose. Maybe not very fine, but we're not in a terrible situation. Yes, Manticore will get stunned here, but... Yeah. Let's see,
Feel the wind.
do we need to deploy Hibiscus? I don't think we do, honestly. Yes. Cruise should be able to take out... Between Cruise and Meteor, we should be able to take out one of these slugs. Oh dear, one of them stunned. Okay. Emergency. Yeah, now they are getting to a place that could be dangerous.
Anyone hungry?
Estelle... Oh, Estelle went down. Okay, we definitely needed to place a medic sooner rather than later. Or rather, at all. Okay, so we're gonna try that again. I think, broadly, that was a pretty solid strategy, but we weren't getting these slugs stunned or activated as early as we could. I have to be careful that I don't put too much time into this, because otherwise we're not going to have time for the rest of our stages. Alright, well, again, we know more or less what we're doing, but I think that we might want to switch... Well, no. I think that Manticore is still a pretty good answer here. I think that Manticore is still a pretty good answer. Maybe not the best one, but I think she's pretty good. Yeah, I was taking exception to the slugs stunning our snipers, but that's really not the worst thing that they can do. I think something like this could be good. Yeah, again, Meteor might not necessarily be the best option, but she's a pretty decent option. Okay, we're taking them out. Taking them out. We've got plenty of food. Yeah, the issue is, again, we need those slugs in the back taken care of. Okay, there we go. Yes, we need those slugs in the back, or the, like, at least one berry slug taken care of so that we can have
This is the shot.
blockers, basically. So that we can have... Yeah, we need to cook at some point, ideally. The problem is that we're just not getting the golems in a place or in a way where they are able to able to drop slugs in such a way that they can be
Thanks,
cooked.
Let fragrance revive your mind.
Because we can get most of the way with just the slugs that we have gotten already, but we can't get the whole way. And again, we want to replace Chilchuck soon-ish. We'll let him use his skill first, then Estelle,
My pushover should color a lot of enemies here.
and I think... Oh dear. Yeah, I was thinking we needed to deploy a medic sooner there, but I pressed fast forward by accident. Okay, so now we're definitely in a bad situation. Not an unsolvable problem, but definitely a bad situation. Okay, here we go. Oh, okay, we can start cooking even without the berry. Very good. Manticore, this might be a little bit late, honestly, but... okay, we're fine. Oh, no, we're not fine, actually. Because I hadn't realized, yeah, that a slug got through, or a slug got close enough to stun Izumin. Indeed. Alright, so, we go again. Honestly, rather than 2 normal snipers, we might want to just place 1 AoE sniper. That could be...
It's not time
At least
to
that could
head
be a
out
good
yet,
start.
right? Let me hang out.
We'll see, we'll see. Yes, also, hello TVPG. Good to see you again.
Don't worry. We'll be right back.
Alright, so, we know more or less what we're doing, and we know more or less how to do it. The only question is whether or not we'll be able to. And hopefully the answer is
Time
yes.
for business.
Will this... Nice, okay. So that changes things quite a bit. Alright, alright. So, with that then, that saves us a lot of EP early, and it allows us to, well... okay, now we're in kind of a
What
bind.
kind of battle will it
No,
end
we're
up
fine,
being?
because, yeah, okay.
I wonder.
She can still attack the other sides, okay. We need ground units soon, though. Yes, we've got Gummy.
I'm ready to fight.
We've got Gummy. Will we have Senshi in time? Alright, we've got Senshi.
Stay calm, my friends. What's up? Watch how I get them with one shot.
Okay, okay. Now I think that we can deploy crews to cover ground as before, so that might have been a bad choice. Because now we are going to run into a bit of an issue, unless... Okay, we're good. This is fine. Alright, so what could be less than fine... Okay, no, we're fine so far. Okay, yes, these slugs are getting stunned outside of
There you are.
stunning Gummy range, which is ideal. Alright, so now one is going to get within stun and Gummy range. And because I deployed Earth Spirit, we didn't have enough to deploy Laios. Okay. Alright. So don't deploy Earth Spirit in that specific situation. I was hoping I could deploy her to hit the slug early enough, but no. I suppose what we could also do is we could also put a... Well, no, I don't think that would be of much use. I don't know. I think we're going to just switch Chilchuck out for a Vanguard that's more reliable. Sorry. Yeah. I don't really think I can justify it that well.
Don't you hold me back.
Yes. Other than that, Catapult did a fantastic job. Everything that was expected of her. I feel like we might want a rapid redeploy just in case. An Executor, just in case. Even with, well, no. Because, yeah, she's effectively the same level. So, yeah, Waifu would probably be best. If we want to just kill things. Okay. So, let's take it from the top once again.
準備完了じゃ。
Alright, so. Just Catapult on her own is more or less capable of just taking out this entire problem. I don't know why I say more or less. It is very much true. And I think we want to deploy Scavenger early so we can get more DP early. I do still think that we... well, actually... we don't really need to deploy... yeah, we don't really need to deploy... I suppose we didn't need Scavenger specifically either. If we had chosen a different... oh no, we do have her on a skill that automatically gets us DP. I was going to say, yeah, if she doesn't have that, then we don't necessarily need it right away, but... anyway. Or rather, it's more efficient to have her on a skill that gives DP than to have her on a skill that gives, or that just gives DP than to have her on a skill that gives DP and gives her a damage bonus.
I won't be afraid.
But yes, it's very important to me that Catapult be alive. So we're going to take steps to ensure that Catapult is alive. I think we want to place crews a little bit earlier, because we were running into the issue of the enemies being, yeah, blocked within range of, whoops, not Laios. Yes, being blocked within range of stunning Gummy.
There we go.
Okay.
Yes? How do you like this, son?
So, we want to make sure that these slugs don't stun Gummy. Other than that, I think we're just kind of okay with whatever happens, more or less. And with this, you're going to be able to cook. Very nice. Whoops. You want a cook pot? There you are. Okay, so we need this. Yeah, okay.
There you are.
Laios is stunned.
Last resort.
Alright. Okay, we can get through this. Okay, we are getting through this. That golem just dropped some slugs, but the slugs are going to get attacked, and everything is going to be fine. We've got another golem coming, but I think that's a golem that should be not too difficult to deal with.
Anyone hungry?
No. I was going to say, could I refresh her skill, but no, it wouldn't work that way. Might as well just put them on the cook pot.
Try some of my specialty.
We've got two golems that are going to be a problem, don't we?
Go ahead. Push forward, Commander.
Yes, they're both going to be attacking... oh, we can't put Marcial in a way that she is able to contribute meaningfully to this, can we? Alright, so our defenders are going to get stunned, which is less than ideal. But Scavenger is pretty tough. And hold on, is this... well, if this golem does drop slugs, and they are, yeah, the slugs can just kind of go, and we don't really care about them. So as long as Scavenger survives, and she will, we've won, basically.
You get no sympathy.
Oh? No. What? Okay, it played the noise like something bad had happened, but I don't think it did.
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, I don't think that we are in a situation where we can fail. Well, yeah, okay. Or rather, I don't think the slugs going through doesn't count as a failure. So I think we're good.
Mission accomplished.
Yeah, they just don't count for SIP. They don't count for,
They have only their own weakness to
yeah,
blame.
a less than ideal performance. Okay. So, Kebab and Prophecy is dealt with. Ipsy Merriment. Yeah, this is another one that I feel like I can more or less freestyle. Maybe not, but I think we're going to be okay. I think I can figure it out in a reasonable amount of time. Yeah, the one that's going to be somewhat challenging is Healthy Snacks. That one required a pretty precise setup. At least a pretty precise team setup. So yeah. So that one I think I'm going to make sure I go in and rewatch the episode that I did that on. At least see what team I used. Okay.
Fight evil with the fist of justice.
Alright.
I hate
So yeah, so we
fighting.
want to feed the ink
What
brews.
else can I do?
I do like Waifu's lines. Feed evil with the fist of justice. Indeed. So yes. So, speaking of waifu. Oh, right. Right. Now I'm remembering what we wanted for this stage. So yes. So we want... Yes, we want to have an agent. We want to have an agent. I don't think... Yeah, again, I think we're still going to keep Chilchuck out of the fight, which I'm sure he appreciates very much. But yeah. So, we don't need Chilchuck for this. I don't know if Catapult probably wouldn't be better than Cruise for our purposes. But yeah, anyway. Where do we put her? Edipile, there she is. Okay.
I trust your judgment. You won't lead me astray.
Otherwise, I'm trying to recall what we needed, and I think most of it is just making sure that we get the slugs dealt with in a reasonable time, so we can feed the ink brews and deny our opponents advantage while gaining advantage ourselves. Waifu, I don't know if we want her necessarily, but we'll keep her around just because I don't have a specific reason to replace her at this point. Okay. So, let's take it from the top.
Everyone, it's time to attack.
So, we deploy Cantabile.
Is this how I'm supposed to give
I
orders?
don't know if any specific side would be better than any other, but this one should be fine. I think this is the one that I started with. So. Then, I guess we could probably... no, I don't think so.
I'm listening.
Alright. Because yeah, if we deploy Cruise like this, she is going to get stunned, which we don't want. I suppose we can deploy Scavenger. I don't know why I delayed. Well, I say I don't know why I delayed, as if I had a specific reason to do so. Which I did not. Alright, anyway. So, once we get another slug dealt with, we can deploy... Oh, actually, yeah, if we deployed on the left-hand side, we would have been able to get Cruise out earlier. Well, we've already started. But that doesn't mean that we have to commit. We don't want to deploy Cantabile right now because we don't want her to block anything.
I know what it is I want.
Yes, we do need to have... Okay, yeah, we have
I won't be
made a slight mistake insofar as we don't have consistent healing at this point. So yeah, we would have wanted another sniper or two, now that I think about it.
I'm listening.
Alright, we can put some more juice in the pot. Then for defense, we can put down Senshi
Writhing in the gutter.
and Gummy,
Ready to fight.
and we can do some more cooking now.
Let's take it slow. Sure.
I suppose it wouldn't be efficient, but we could put down Marcial and just have her start
狙いはあれだよね。
getting the slugs to leave.
食材を数回に分けて
Yes. 100% attack speed. Not a huge deal, I don't think. I'm trying to remember how important it is to have the
I
slugs
know what it is I want.
get dealt with in a efficient way.
Keep writhing in the gutter.
Because yes, we do need to feed the ink brews, but we don't necessarily need to feed all of them all of the time.
さて
Yeah, we can retreat Marcial at this point.
Here's something yummy
Alright.
for you.
We don't quite have the damage that we would necessarily want.
Intimidate the enemy.
But that's a problem that's relatively easily solved. We can put more juice in the cook pot.
Keep writhing in the gutter.
Oh, push forward, Commander.
Interesting how fast. I don't think it's necessarily valuable to us, but it's interesting that waifu can do damage to a slug before it stuns her. Again, I don't think that helps her in any way, but it is a statement of truth. So,
Some of my special
alright, we did let the cook pot go down, which I didn't want necessarily. Okay, we do need some more berries. Gonna get at least one more here.
さて何を作ったものか
You get no sympathy.
Yes, I think we do. Okay, we are going to get more slugs coming in. I forgot about that.
forward, Commander.
And yeah, crews can pretty easily take out one slug. But yes, perhaps that goes without saying, but it is a true statement once again. We want an ink brew to not eat Marcial, so we will go like so. We want these slugs to not stun our blockers, so we will go like so.
There is no turning back for you.
So... Alright, I think it's more important that we cook than anything else. Yeah, left-hand side is looking a little bit messy. I suppose if we're going to deploy in melee, we should deploy...
食材を数回に分けて
Yeah, okay.
This is the position, right?
Alright. And I think we could actually get two slugs dealt with. If we go like so.
I'm listening.
Garbage.
Apparently Scavenger doesn't quite agree with my strategies, but I thought it was pretty good.
どれ塩加減を見てみよ
Alright, the Furies are going to be something. They shouldn't be a huge problem, but they are going to be a problem, I think. At least they can be if I let them be. So don't let them be. Yes, we have all the DP we could ever want, so we could probably swap out Scavenger, but she's fine
Keep
where she
writhing
is.
in the gutter.
Yes. This...
うもうすぐ完成じゃ
Oh dear. Oh dear.
Here. Let's take it slow.
Actually...
Oh. Go ahead.
さて
Oh, actually, right. We can get more... We can get slugs if we deploy Cantile like so. Okay. Right. Don't let the cook pot run out.
What is it?
Don't let these slugs get into a place where they can cause problems. Do let Manticore get stunned, because that's simply the nature of life. Okay, left-hand side is being handled pretty well. I think we're in a safe place at this point. Yeah, we're good. Even if we run out of juice at this point, it's
塩
not a
加
big
減を
deal.
見てみよう
It'd be better if we didn't, but, you know, it's fine. Very good. Yeah, the Fury is going to be kind of a problem, or at least it's going to take a while.
塩加減
Well,
を
I
見
say
て
that.
みよ
I didn't want to have to do that.
Yeah,
But if we don't fight, the bad guys will get us.
very nice. So, that's another one down. And healthy snacks. So again, I do want to replicate the team that I had. I'm going to check. I'm going to check what team that was. So this one was, I think, probably 3 streams ago, maybe? No. Maybe not that far back. Pardon. Yes, this is DT... Oh, this is DT7, so that would have been... Yeah, that was part 5, I think. Yes, okay. Or no, we didn't beat it in part 5. We started it in part 5. We beat it in part 6. Did we? Hold on. I think we did. Or no. Wait, hold on. Do I have these? Hold on. Oh, no, I clicked on part 5. Did I say? Okay. Oh, okay. So for the first one, I clicked on part 4. Yes. So it was part 5 that we beat it in. Because, yeah, I remember part 6 was, I think, primarily, if not entirely, DT8. So, yes, anyway, part 5. So, what is the team that I had? Funnily enough, this is, like, the one that I haven't put chapters on in the YouTube video. So I've got to search around manually. I did mean to put chapters on it, but... Let's see, what is... Okay, no, wait, what? That's not healthy snacks. Oh no, that is. Okay, so what is the team that I used in the end? Or was this... Did I do it in part 5? Hold on. 'Cause that doesn't look like a successful clear to me. Hold up. That's... Okay, yes, we did beat it in part 6. Okay. So that should be the team. Okay. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I can probably intuit it from there, just knowing the team. Because it's not, you know, I said it was fairly precise, but it's not that precise. Yes, Chill Chuck. I guess we had Chill Chuck on his initial skill. Okay, anyway. Chill Chuck, everybody's good. I know we didn't really use Marcial, so we don't necessarily need her on the team, but she's here anyway. Bebe. Yes, we had Perfumer. Yes, Perfumer. And our other medic was... Did we have another medic? No, we didn't. Okay, fair enough. Then I know we also had Fire Whistle and Croissant. Fire Whistle, Croissant. Blockus. Blockus was our MVP, honestly. Gravel. You know what? That's a little bit unfair to Gravel. She did a lot as well. Did we have her on Rat Swarm or Shadow Assault? It looks like Shadow Assault. Yes. And is that the team? Yes. No. We need 2 more. Oh yes, Cruz and Gummy. There we go. I thought we had another defender. Yes. Gummy and
Ready
Cruz.
to go.
Okay. Maybe I should look a little bit ahead. Okay. Because, yeah, I know with the strat that we figured out, it's not that important. Yeah, our ranged operators aren't tremendously important in a lot of ways.
I won't sleep on the job.
Honestly, I think we might want to have Chilchuck swapped out again, but I'll trust the process. Cruz doesn't quite have the power to take out one of these on her own.
Feeling of standing on dry land.
Actually, did we have... How did we have Blanca's position? I think we had her facing upwards. Or I think I wanted to have her facing upwards, and I didn't have her that way, which is part of the problem. Yes. So, we do want Perfumer sooner rather than later, I think, just for safety's sake. Perfumer was facing up, I believe.
I won't.
Alright, and I think, yeah, this looks about right. And then, yeah, we do want to have... We want Basant out sort of frontwards, more or less. I'm trying to remember precisely how we want to deploy, though.
馬場はしに任せておけ。
I suppose we can more or less leave. We can more or less leave Gravel where she is for right now. Yes. Yes. Then Croissant out in front,
Here we are.
and Chilchuck should be replaced with Fire Whistle at our earliest convenience, I think. Yes. Gravel can be exploded one more time.
Here I am.
Yes, I think we should start cooking. Yes. Yeah, I do think we should replace... we didn't... Oh, we didn't get one more use out of Chilchuck's skill, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it could be worse. And yeah, Gummy... Gummy. Where do we want to put Gummy? It doesn't matter that much, I don't think. Though, no, actually, it does matter a fair amount. So maybe we should have held off on placing Croissant. Well, no, yeah, okay. Because, yeah, the issue is if we are not careful, then with the way that Gummy is placed,
Do you really think you'll get away?
Alright. That's fine. Yeah, Gravel will get exploded a little bit, but we don't mind too terribly. It's perfectly acceptable for Gravel to get exploded slightly as a treat. Alright, so I don't want any of our other units to get exploded as a treat or otherwise. Let's... Chilchuck really survived that pretty well, honestly. Oh, I forgot about Gummy. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but, you know, it is what it is. Keep this up. We want to make sure that we have our DPS as high as we can possibly get it, so that we don't get the drones getting through at an unfortunate time or in an unfortunate way. There's no fortunate way for them to get through, I suppose, but... Anyway.
There you are.
Yeah, so now we're at a pretty good... Okay, that one was dealt with. Okay, I was a little bit worried there, but we should be fine. And yeah, now that the drones are done, we're fine. We're in the clear. So yeah, so all we can do now is just get this dealt with faster. So yes, there's no... Yeah, again, no... I don't think there's any real risk of this not clearing. We just need to... The crabs attacking Senshi is maybe not the best thing in the world, but it's also not the worst. Heibe can't do anything from here. We might as well swap her out for Merciel. Yes, Arknights, who can do a little bit more spread damage.
ずっと腕がだるいんだよね。
So yes, I don't think there's any plausible risk of us failing at this point, though. So yeah, so we should be perfectly okay. Might as well use binary reload. I don't know that this can actually hit multiple targets with the way that Glaucus is positioned, but at least it's more DPS. So yes, we can deal with this.
Yes, let fragrance revive.
Unfortunately, Fire Whistle is a little bit outside of attacking range. We could swap her out as well. Yeah, Glaucus isn't doing anything, so we should just change her. Switch over to Kaebe. Yeah, all is well.
Here I am.
Very good.
Very well done, Doctor.
Yeah. Thank you. Alright, now for the meat and or potatoes of the event. Yes, Rhodes Island Cafeteria. So, we know the suggestion. So yeah, so I think with what we've learned about Pinecone, and just the fact that she remains, honestly, kind of the best unit. Maybe not the best unit, but she's... Whenever we bring out Pinecone, she just solves the problem, whatever the problem is, basically. So yeah, she just solved the problem in, what was it? Yeah, Operation Iridium Dust. She just solved the problem in this mission. Yeah, Pinecone is just really good. She's just really good. Again, she's not necessarily amazing in any stretch, I don't know. I don't think she is, anyway. But she just happens to have the exact right qualities that we're looking for right now. Which again, that is what strategy is all about, really. Yes, whoops. I don't want a support unit. Yes, that is what strategy is about. Anyway, so, for what we have learned, we don't necessarily want Meteor, we want to have a push operator. And I think we want them to have an activated skill rather than a automatic skill. The automatic ones will come up more often, but I don't know. I'm not sure, actually, now that I think about it. Moderately. I think that in general, I guess she's not going to be blocking anything, so it doesn't matter, but... yeah. Doesn't really matter. Let's go with Shaw because I like Shaw more.
Already.
Alright, anyway, other than that, I think we're more or less okay. Again, I'm more willing to swap out units this time around, just because we've already gotten through this, and I don't feel that I really need to... I don't feel as much of a need to stick to the specific operators that I am using. Yes, unfortunately, even having gotten through this entirely... Oh no, the dialogue did get skipped. Just automatically. We didn't even do anything. Okay. So yeah, I think we did deploy Chilchuck a little bit earlier than we maybe should have.
Everyone try to get along.
Now I wonder how... No. I was considering putting her there and using her to block the, Tri-Maw. But yeah, I don't think that's necessarily something we want. But yeah, anyway, we definitely want Pinecone, though. We've established that pretty definitively. But we don't... Doesn't matter if we have Pinecone out that early, but actually... I'm wondering, with the DP... Yeah, with the DP game, you can actually deploy a unit.
I won't be afraid.
Okay. So this might not be too bad. I definitely don't want to have Laios blocking for too long on his own. Yeah, for reasons like that.
That's fine with me.
Might have been better to deploy. That was definitely less than ideal use of Pine Cone. Just slightly too late. Oh well.
まはわしに任せておけ。
Please
Yeah,
hold on.
Onsol. Oh no. Well, we don't want Onsol here long term, but we don't need him here long term either.
That's fine with me. How do you like this, son?
Now I kind of feel like we should have placed Beanstalk like so, and had her block the spiders, the slugs rather.
Anyone hungry?
Alright, we're kind of reinventing the wheel here, but... Fairy Fae! Thank you for dropping by. Good to see you. Okay, our defense has been compromised. Yes, thank you for dropping by, everybody. Yes, let me pause for a moment while I receive you all. Yes, thank you for dropping by. Good to see you once again. Yes, you've caught us in the middle of trying to refine our strategies for the end of this event. Yes, we've already gotten through all of the stages, so at this point we're trying to get a 3-star clear on all of the normal stages. And I'm kind of relearning how to play this stage, because I did forget and I didn't refresh my memory on it. But, yes, our defenses have crumbled a little bit, so we're probably not going to take this specific attack much further. But, thank you for dropping by once again. But yes. Okay, Senshi is doing a pretty decent job of defending, honestly. So we might not be as in trouble as I thought we were. But yeah, anyway, so. I am Tiberius Vanderfield. Yes, I like to do a lot of RPGs, strategy games, things like that. Currently our main focus has been Arknights. Yes, we recently started Atelier Yumiya. That has been a lot of fun. We're going to be doing a lot of primarily Arknights and Atelier Yumiya in these upcoming weeks. But yes, Arknights has definitely been a focus for a long time now. Oh, okay, Senshi did finally go down. If we deploy Laios like this, there's no telling what he's going to block, so I'm a little bit worried. Okay, we can force the issue and make him block Trimaw, it seems.
Awaiting your medication is here. Come on, chin up.
I think we should be... Yeah, we can force the issue again and ensure that Gummy isn't going to... Oh no. Okay, we can't make sure that Gummy isn't going to attack our other... yeah. We can't make sure that Gummy will attack Trimaw. She is going to attack the slug sometimes. Which is a problem for Perfumer, but Perfumer can survive a good amount. Just to make sure we're maxed out on BP. Yes. One way or the other, though, we shouldn't need to worry too much about this anymore, because we are now able to cook. Alright, and so we shall. And we can reset a little bit. Alright. So, we've gotten through the first phase, which isn't too difficult. Now I'm a little bit worried, though, because we have our operators in a little bit of a suboptimal position starting out, or for the, going into the second phase here. So yes, so now what we want are the berry slugs, which can be dealt with fairly easily.
Yes?
Though the way we've positioned Perfumer will make it so we can't heal as effectively as we would like. Okay, so I think as a stopgap measure, we're going to want to deploy Cruise. Yes, we're going to want to deploy Cruise. Now we want to deploy... Alright.
しばし待て。
We
もう
can
す
get
ぐ
a few
完成じゃ
ingredients from foods. So we're not doing too badly. We can get Laios down, and now we can get Pinecone down. And Pinecone is whom we really want, because she can take out a lot more slugs.
食材を
Yes. In this stage, we need to take out specific enemies in order to... Okay. Actually, you know, now that I think about it,
腹が減った
having just one of our units blocking Trima at once is actually probably ideal. Because, yeah, if we just have one blocking Trima, then when he does his stun, we can just put down another one and we'll only have to worry about, you know, the unit who is already blocking being stunned. In this case, we didn't even need to redeploy anyone. So yes, so Pinecone should be able to gather plenty of slug for us. If we waited a little bit longer, it would have been more optimal. But we're doing just fine. Yes, look fairy tower defense. Indeed it does. So yes, these stages in this event have definitely been a lot different from what you would normally see in Arknights. You know, normally you're wanting to take out all of the enemies, but in this event, these stages have definitely been more puzzle focused, where it's not so much about taking out. Yeah, it's not so much about taking out all of the enemies, as much as it is about taking out specific enemies. And so yes, so now we're ready to cook, so we don't need to worry about anything anymore. So we do have to worry about the slug eater.
Let me do it.
Which is going to be something of a problem, but not a massive problem. Yeah, if we had to redeployed... Okay, we want Shaw down sooner rather than later. Yeah, it's unfortunate that we're going to have Pinecone go down, but not the worst thing in the world. Actually, oh no, we placed Shaw down too early because now the Slug Eater can eat her. And there's nothing you can really... Oh no, okay, it's not going to, because she's not in the right spot, I suppose. Okay. So, Senshi can block fairly well for a fairly long time,
Understood.
but he definitely can't block forever.
しばし待て。もうすぐ完成じゃ。
Okay, I should have... Okay. I think definitely we had a slight... Oh dear, that was quite a big explosion. Okay, so we have lost, I think, but if we can... We might be able to hold Trima in place for a while longer. Not forever, but... No, actually not for very long at all. Okay, never mind. So yes. So during the second phase, we needed to remove more units faster so that we could redeploy and have Trima ready sooner. Or redeploy. Yeah, redeploy. What am I trying to say here? Yeah, redeploy in time to block Trima, basically. We're going to switch Gravel over to her second skill. Because I realize now that in the final phase, Trima does arch damage with that beam attack of hers rather, and we want to be able to deal with that. Gravel's first skill increases her defense, which does nothing against arch damage. Arch damage is something like magic, basically, so physical defenses are useless against it. Otherwise, Ruse was only very marginally useful, so we could see about switching her out for someone else. I don't know precisely who we would want to switch her out for, though. I'll give it some more thought as we go through. Honestly, another medic could probably be good. We might want to try that. No reason not to make some adjustments anyway. So, Twopsis could probably be pretty good. Burst healing would probably be very beneficial for us. Yes, otherwise... not much to be changed, I don't think. Yes, Pinecone, as established, is a perfect creature, and thus we do not need to change her in any way. I almost wonder, should we swap out Chilchuck for another Vanguard that's more powerful? But I don't think... Yeah, he has pretty good attack, and he has fast attack speed. So he's actually probably optimal for the first phase, at the very least. So yeah, no reason to swap out Chilchuck. He's actually very useful here. Gummy's doing fine. Then she's doing fine. But yeah, otherwise we should be fine, I think. I don't know that this is going to be the one that clears it, but we are doing well. And so yeah, now that I know that the Slug Eaters won't eat diagonally, that is very good information to have, because that allows us to make a lot of more intelligent choices. Alright, so we want to deploy Chilchuck early, but not too early. Honestly, we probably do want to deploy Beanstalk fairly early, or like at all, basically, because she can block Prima to some extent. Not for very long, but she can last long enough to give us some more DP, which is a resource that you use to deploy units. Deployment points is the full name of it. Yes. So, putting down Pinecone like so will allow us to not quite take out these slugs, I don't think. Oh, actually, yes. That'll take out one of them. Which isn't... Oh, Alright, I did make a slight mistake there, because I didn't take into account the route that Prima would actually take there. So... Oh, okay, so retreating the crowd doesn't actually remove it. That's interesting. Okay, Gummy did get eaten there, which is less than ideal. So I think we do want to restart this, because there's... Yeah, I don't think that we can really salvage it.
A fatal error occurred during the operation.
Indeed.
Reboot the system to proceed.
You know, I realize I've been rambling all this time about the game. How was your stream, Fairy Faye? What was going on? What did you play? So yes. Apologies. Again, I was very, very locked in, as they say. So yes. I suppose, actually, we could also put... If we want to use Beanstalk, we could also put her higher up. We could put her higher up, and that would be good. Yeah, because I do want to keep this tile free so that we can deploy Perfumer on it. I think when we deploy Perfumer, I want to deploy her more like this. Possibly, well, no. Up. Actually, if we place her facing up, because we don't want to place her too far forward, because we're not going to place units that far forward. If we place her facing up, she can actually cover her teammates on the top there. Which was a dimension I hadn't considered. Yeah. Anyway, Beanstalk. Yes, Beanstalk isn't going to have infinite power here, but she is going to be fairly useful, I think. Alright.
So this is a battlefield.
Honestly, I do wonder a little bit if Perfumer was the optimal choice here. She's definitely not a terrible choice, but I don't think she's a great one either. And I can't help but feel that maybe Beanstalk wasn't a good choice either. One more shot, I think. There we go. Then we can use this. That will put more slugs in killing range. Won't necessarily mean that more... So yeah, it was good. Bree and I were playing Blood Typers. We beat the last two stories. And now we wait until the fifth one comes out. All right. Oh, I wasn't paying attention, and now we've lost our defender. That's
悪く
unfortunate.
ない配置だ。
But yes, I'm not familiar with blood typers. I take it that is a typing-based game from the name, but yeah, I don't know anything beyond that.
How do you like this sound?
Yeah, something akin to typing of the dead, perhaps. Yeah, that's the only real cultural touchstone I have for that kind of game. So yeah, one fortunate thing about these crabs is that they are immortal. So we don't need to worry about them losing HP too much, or getting knocked out too much. Yeah, we do want to make sure that we can retreat Beanstalk before too long. So basically, as soon as we can get Senshi back up, or as soon as we can get Gummy back up, I think we want to redeploy.
First aid box is
We want to remove Beanstalk.
さて何を作る。
普段通り釘を打てば大丈夫。
Alright. We'll get another one down. Shell Chuck isn't getting healed, though, is part of the
も
problem.
うすぐ完成じゃ。
I wonder, actually, now, since we can use Telopsis too, yes, everything you do in the game is based on typing, moving, interacting, fighting, etc. Super interesting. New game that dropped in February. Alright. Yeah, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, Chill Chuck did go down, but he's also not that necessary, in all honesty. So it's not the world's greatest tragedy that he has perished. That being said, okay, yeah, we do need a little bit more power.
何を作ったものか。
Yeah, Pinecone can't hold that lane all on her own. Okay, so we might need to wait until Chill Chuck comes off cooldown again. Alright. Yeah, with Perfumer and Telopsis, even if they take damage, they can recover themselves and other units. I was going to say recover themselves and other units pretty fast, but maybe not fast enough, evidently. We want that crab back up soon.
That's fine with
Perfumer.
me, my friend.
Alright, we don't need to do a lot. We don't need to defeat a lot more slugs. We just need to defeat some more slugs. Alright, the crab is now in hiding once again. I think we can... It might not be a good idea too, but I think we can probably... Is that... No. Yeah, it's not going to fear Trimon because Trimon isn't being blocked. Alright, there we go. So, now we remove Beanstalk, remove Pinecone, and honestly remove Chillchuck. So yes, we let the rest of them hold for as long as they can, and then we switch over to the next phase. Yes, we've got Senshi back. I want to wait... Oh, we do have Telopsis back. If possible, we want to wait until we can get Pinecone back, but we don't necessarily need to do that.
Awaiting your order. Here's something yummy for you.
Yes, Intimidation Tactics isn't going to be very useful on Trymoth, because it can't be used on Trymoth. But, okay, now it can be used on Trymoth. We have lost our defense here, so I think it's probably better to start cooking sooner rather than later, and just let Laios go into the west. Alright, so now we can start the second phase, now that we have fed Trymoth. Hopefully the explosive slugs will be out of there before they become a problem, but, you know, we'll see. Okay. So, Pinecone can now be deployed. But we don't want to deploy her until we can be certain that she's going to be safe.
後ほどここで食事を作ろう。
Target marked.
So yes, so I think we're going to want to replace
さて
Console
何を
here.
作ったものか。
ここですか？
Yes. Pinecone still isn't in a position where she can be healed is part of the problem here, but we don't necessarily need her to be healed. Alright.
どれ塩加減を
Oh,
見てみ
oh, Pinecone got stunned. Oh, she got stunned by Trima, of course, right.
指示をどうぞ、ドクター。
Yeah, so as long as that doesn't happen again, it should be fine. Yes. We don't want Trimon moving any further. Alright, we've got these Slug Eaters moving in, so let's deploy Beanstalk. Yes, one thing we've learned, since the metal crabs are... Yeah, gonna do dinner. Gotcha. Yes, because the metal crabs are effectively immortal,
食材を
we don't actually ever need to, like, they can get eaten multiple times. Yeah, they can get eaten multiple times and just not be a problem.
食材を数回に分けて
Alright, remove gravel, place gummy. And I think we want to put down... Actually, we might want to put Onsel down like so.
はい。普段通り釘を打てば大丈夫。
Alright,
Anyone hungry?
so we should be able to cover... We should be able to get food with Pinecone. We might need to make sure that we're using her skill. But again, we should be able to get some slugs. Maybe not, actually.
しばし待て
Never
もう
mind.
すぐ完成じゃ
So that is a little bit of a problem, but it's not an unsolvable
狙い
problem
はあれだよね。
because we have Marcial. Granted, one thing that is definitely a pretty big problem is that Trimaw can, will, and given the opportunity, shall stun us.
準備万端だよ。
Okay.
Anyone hungry?
Actually, we have made a mistake here. So, this Pinecone doesn't quite have the power to take out these slugs on her own.
しばし待てもうすぐ完成じゃ
Now, it's not impossible. It's highly unlikely, but it's not impossible that we could...
Here's something yummy for you.
This is a little bit unfortunate. Okay. Okay, so yeah, so... We could have avoided it, but yeah, Beanstalk has finally died. So that is going to cause the rest of our defense to crumple, I think. Unless... We could potentially hold with the berries to some extent, but not forever. I don't mind too much if Chilchuck gets eaten, but yeah. Okay, Trimaw's getting through, so...
It's too bad we didn't win, but I won't let it discourage me.
So yeah, so I think we needed to deploy Marcial a little bit earlier there. That was part of the issue. Okay. Well, it is what it is. There's other refinements that we could make, I think. If we can place... Yeah, actually, we don't need to place Beanstalk that far away. We could have placed Beanstalk somewhere where she could have been healed. So that would have been a big game changer also.
作戦計画さえあればちゃんと実行できるから。
Because yeah, we don't need to stop the slug eaters here. We just need to stop them. Okay, so that's yeah.
多すぎだろ
That is another game changer.
物が多いの
I'm always torn whether we want to deploy Pinecone early to get slugs early, or if we want to deploy other units early so we have more defenses.
俺のせいにすんじゃねえぞ
Well, I suppose as long as we're getting the DP from Chilchuck, we should be fine on that front. Honestly, I'm starting to wonder if maybe instead of just, say, Gummy, if we might also want to deploy...
Here's something yummy for you.
Yeah, if we might want to deploy Croissant on this map as well. Alright.
Please hold on.
指示をどうぞ。ベリーはまだまだ持ちますよ。
Alright, that's another slug down. Yeah, because Croissant can't heal, but she can protect her team in other ways. I wonder... I wonder how much we would be benefited by using Collapses again.
Here's something yummy for you.
Yes?
I don't think... Yeah, without... Yes, you don't necessarily need to worry... Yeah, because... Oh, well... I was going to say that the slugs don't do that much damage, but evidently they do a pretty significant amount of damage.
しばし待て。もうすぐ完成じゃ。
Well, that's unfortunate.
Program. An activating arch unit.
Oh well.
偵察してきた。
So,
大した打撃は与えられねえからな。期待すんなよ。
chill chuck.
どれ、塩加減を見てみよ
We got to actually use Pinecone skill. Let's actually do that. Alright, chill chuck went down. We know Pinecone can't get these slugs on her own,
指示をどうぞ
but
ドクター。
we might be able to leverage Marcial again, like we did prior.
さて、何を作ったものか。
指示をどうぞドクター。普段通り釘を打てば大丈
Yes. You guys...
下がって。私がやる。
Okay,
まとめて
this is
片付けてあげる
unfortunate.
から
Oh no. Laios is blocking the wrong thing. That's bad. This is
First
very
aid box
bad,
is
actually.
medication is here. Take it.
夫。君も
Okay, well, at least we can get Chill Chuck back
多す
first.
ぎだろ。
Anyone hungry?
Yeah, I don't think that Gummy can handle this on her own, though. Marcial will probably explode when the slug explodes, but she didn't, so that's fine.
Yes?
Oh, we can cook. Okay,
Here's something yummy
so let's
for you.
redeploy
大
as many as we
私に
can.
任せて。
偵察してきた。
Yeah.
罠はない。
I got too distracted by my abject fear, and I didn't realize that the situation was actually kind of pretty well in hand. Yeah, I guess, honestly, we can't necessarily hold out against Trimaw forever. Or can we, actually?
Here's something
I don't know. We
yummy
shouldn't.
for you.
We shouldn't. I don't think it's a good idea, but we can hold out for a while, even with just Gummy. Though part of that is probably due to Gummy being able to stun, which isn't always going to be something that's a option for us. Alright, we've got basically everyone back now, so we might as well.
Push forward, Commander.
Alright. Very good. Then, Laios can deal with the explosive slugs just fine.
Push forward, Commander.
Yes, his ability to prevent Trimaw from roaring should be useful to some extent, though I can't say precisely to what extent. As we established, we don't necessarily need to have Beanstalk, you know, that far back. Part of the problem there was that we weren't able to hold because she was too far back.
ですか?
Yes, between Marcial and Pinecone, we should be able to take out these slugs pretty efficiently, actually.
定めて。
Yes.
指示をどうぞ。ベリーはまだまだ持ちます
We're going to get a stun off of Paimon at some point, but we can hold off on that by hearing it, I think. No, actually, never mind. And we don't have enough deployment space to deploy gravel, but that's okay. Please. No longer blocking, so we don't need him to block. This golem is going to... Okay, no. Well, it might... No, it's not going to spit out any slugs. That's good. Okay, no. Trimont is going to get blocked again in time. The golem is perfectly fine to let pass. In fact, it is preferable if it passes. Alright, we're doing good work here. And we are going to need Senshi this time around, I do believe. Or maybe not. Well, he's here anyway. Whether or not he needs to be here is another question, but he is here. We don't want Marcial healing. Let's not use her skill unless there's an enemy within targeting range. This will reduce the amount of damage that Beanstalk does very marginally. Probably not to an extent that it would actually matter, but... now Senshi is in a bit of a bind, because he could start attacking the golem if circumstances get weird. Okay, our femur did get eaten, which is less than ideal, especially because that means that our units are going to start dying a little bit, but... Okay, we're cooking now. Let's... yeah, we're gonna need to replace everybody, actually, more or less. Because, yeah, there's no reason not to replace them because the Slug Eater is going to eat them up anyway. So really, we probably should have replaced a medic sooner, maybe. So, we can place gravel to distract Primaw. I'm not sure how much of a good idea that was, but it's certainly a thing that we can do. Oh, she did survive, which is nice. Alright, and we can deploy Chilchuck to distract Primaw. He's probably not going to survive, but, you know, he could. Yeah, Shaw's not going to be able to be of much use to us here. Yes. Laios isn't going to survive long on his own. Can we... Well, no. Okay. But we can use grapple again. So. Okay.
Arch unit charging.
Oh no. Oh, the Slug Eater is still here. I forgot about it. So yeah, that's probably the end of our little journey. Unless, actually, we could block... Well, this is bad.
I won't be afraid.
Could we... We maybe could have saved... Maybe could have saved, Alright. Yeah, our panicking here has left us in a situation where we don't have enough BP to really do much. Is that? Didn't seem to give her... Okay. Yeah, okay. Unfortunate that it took us this long to fail, but it is what it is.
Oh no! The fire is spreading in this direction!
So yeah. We might want to figure out some other way to deal with these Slug Eaters, but I can't think of what that would be. That's it. Well, if we really have to, I'm perfectly okay with settling for a 2-star result. I've made my peace with it already. But no reason to give up now.
Do
All
be
right.
careful, everyone.
Well, we know what to do in the first 2 phases. It's just getting through the 3rd that is the problem.
何かの間違いだよな、ドクター。
Really? Actually, well, yeah, there's definitely ways that we could get around some of the problems we're
お
facing here,
腹
I
いっぱい
think.
食べたばかりだし、魔力は十分余裕があるよ。
Yeah, I don't think Beanstalk blocking up top is necessarily a good strategy in any stretch of the word. Yeah, we don't necessarily need to mess around with the first 2 phases very much because they are solved problems. So, no real reason to worry about them.
偵察してきた。大した打撃は与えられねえからな。期待すんなよ。
Alright, that's good, that's good. And will we have enough DP? We have enough DP to put down Gummy. We have enough DP to put down Gummy, and that could be just fine on its own. Humor. We haven't really needed to heal our medics, so we might not want to do that. Of course, anytime that Onsel is spending not healing, or healing himself, is time that Onsel is not spending healing someone else. So that is a slight loss for us. Is this? No. I was wondering for a second. Yeah, I was wondering if... It almost looked like she was getting extra damage on more than just the initial shot there. But it might just be that she does enough damage that it looks like she is.
悪くない配置だ。
Anyone hungry?
Arch unit charging.
Alright. So yeah, I think we want to have Marcial in place to start doing AoE damage. Gummy... We are having a slight issue of Gummy taking a lot of damage.
Yes? Stay calm, my friend.
食材を数回に分けて。
I was wondering if we want to place Laios, but yeah, I think we kind of need to take out the slugs. Killchuck has died.
食材を数回に分けて投入。
I think we want to, because yeah, Killchuck dying is going to make the first stage less clean, less effective, less reliable. So, rather than a profound disregard for his well-being, let's actually place Perfumer in such a way that she can heal him. Alright. So, one more time from the top. So yes, Chillchuck in the bottom there is doing perfectly fine, and we don't need to worry about him. Yeah, he performs his job admirably. But yes. For all of her numerous virtues, Pinecone isn't able to deal with these slugs very effectively on her
お
own.
腹いっぱい食べたばかりだし、魔力は十分余裕があるよ。
She isn't able to deal with them very effectively on her own. Thus, we might even want to just wait.
偵察してきた。
Because it doesn't really matter. As long as we can hold off Trimaw, it doesn't matter too much what we do with her. Anyway, I think we want Laios in front. Maybe not Laios, because he isn't that tough. He's tough, but he's not that tough. He's tough enough to survive slug explosions, I suppose, which is all we really need from him, but... Anyway, we want Perfumer to be alive. Or, yes, well, that kind of goes without saying. We want Chillchuck to be alive, rather, is what I meant to say.
わしに任せておけ。
Protect everyone.
Alright, so as long as the damage is getting split up, I think we're going to be pretty good.
何を作ったものか。
Target marked.
Yes, so now, as soon as we can deploy Marcial and Perfumer, or not Perfumer, Pinecone, probably when we want to do it.
俺のせいにすんじゃねえぞ
Alright, alright.
どれ塩加減を見てみろ
Yep, we're doing just fine here. And yeah, the stuns from Gummy are helping a lot with Trimaw's DPS. And more or less, or more so with Trimaw not having DPS. Or at least as little DPS as we can get on Trimaw. Probably want to... It'd be a slight improvement in efficiency to wait to deploy Marcial until she is ready to be attacking. Or actually, we could place her here. I guess the slugs don't die that quickly that she would struggle to be healed. Yeah, Gummy doesn't do that much damage, thankfully.
Come on, chin up.
Alright.
偵察してきて早く援護してくれ
Alright, alright.
魔力切れを起こすと危ないから戦略は慎重に考えて。
Alright, alright. Here we go. This is what we're looking for. This is a clean, easy clear of the first phase.
大
And
丈
we
夫。
can take
私に任せ
Marcial's
て。
skill off.
先に魔法陣を準備しといた方がいいかな。
Because yes, we don't want her to be using her precious mana on
何を
healing.
作ったのか
Okay, this is very good. This is very clean. Okay, now that we have targets in range, we can start using Marcial's skill again. We can use chill chucks to get a little bit more DP, but not that much. Just because the other two are doing so much damage.
塩加減を見てみ
I guess we could be doing more damage. But we don't necessarily need the phase end that quickly. And yeah, we can end it at any point now. So we'll remove these
大
units.
丈夫。私に任せて。
Okay. Very good, very good. Alright, so we're ready to get out of this phase at any point, and we shouldn't have any problems regardless of when we do so. I think we want to place Beanstalk down just for the sake of it, just so that we have her in place for when we need her. Honestly, I think that Colopsis... Oh, uh-oh. We've got a bot. Be gone. Alright, Huh. Where's this? Still in the chat. Get out of here. Weird. Anyway. Where was I? Right, okay. Video games. Okay.
しばし待てもうすぐ完成
So
だ
yes. Being able to heal multiple units at once is really benefiting us here. So yeah, I think we want to... Gummy's health, or Senchi's health dropped worryingly low there. I think we do want to start moving in this direction. We want to place Onsol at all. Probably somewhere. So I think having him be able to cover our defenders is more valuable than what we get from that.
もうすぐ完成じゃ
Please hold on.
Alright. So we will need to replace every unit from Telopsis' side left at some point. I think we want to place down, maybe not immediately, but we do want to place down, or no, right, because Gravel doesn't, or rather, Rima doesn't use his ability, or abilities, until we're in the next phase. Marcial is very expensive. Not here. Oh, we're out of deployment slots.
Any orders for me?
Okay. No, we've solved the problem. Honestly, we might even be in a situation where we would want to use Marcial's second skill, just for the extra range.
先に魔法陣を準備しといた方がいいかな。
Awaiting your prayer.
You did get 2 of them down, so we're not in a bad way. And if we get through this fast enough, we might be able to get by with just 1 Slug Eater showing up, and that would be really good. If we keep Beanstalk there, we could actually probably hold the Slug Eater indefinitely, if we only have 1. If we have more than 1, I'm not so confident, but... unfortunate. But Marcia can start using her skill. Yeah, I think we honestly might be in a situation where we want to make sure that we're taking out the, that we get through this phase as fast as we can. Marcia doesn't have any target in range, so she's not using her skill. Okay. Alright, Gummy's not blocking anything anymore. Alright, so Trimont is still within blocking range. We are going to have to deal with 2 Slug Eaters, which means that they're going to be a problem for longer. But that's not the worst thing in the world. Trimont is yelling again, which is not good. But it should be survivable, is the essential part. Actually, Marcia is getting quite low. Or rather, Pinecone is getting quite low. Okay. I think we want to, do this immediately. Okay. So yes. We might be able to, again, hold that Slug Eater. Those Slug Eaters. I don't know how long we can, but we definitely can to some extent. We're going to get some stuns here, but that's not the worst. Not the best either, but... The Slug Eaters move very gradually. So this might actually be kind of a non-issue. Is it possible that we can kill the Slug Eater in time? I wonder. Yeah, Colopsis. Okay, well that's unfortunate. But we were probably going to have to get rid of him at some point anyway, so... Alright, that's an addition to the cookpot. Okay. Okay. Feeling good. We're now in a kind of a weird space here. As long as we can keep Gummy up, we should be okay. But the question is, can we keep Gummy up? The question is, can we keep Gummy up is the question? Yes, can we keep Gummy up is the question. This is going surprisingly well. Yes, even without much help from... Actually, we can get 2 slugs at once, so we're careful here. Yes, 2 slugs at once, or 2 crabs at once, will be a significant boon for us. Okay, we did just lose our defender.
Please hold on.
Alright, if we're using this on cooldown, we might actually be able to get some of these crabs killed, or not. Okay, we did just lose our entire back line. So... yeah, nothing we can really do. Because I don't think there's any way we can even remotely get close to stalling for long enough. Unless, will this work? No. Yeah, it won't activate her skill if it's already, or it won't re-up her skill if it's already on cooldown. And yeah, nothing else we can do. Interesting. So now I'm wondering, we had a problem there because the crabs and Trimon were adding up to an untenable amount of DPS on our primary defender up front there. So what if we were to switch over from, say, Gummy, maybe not Gummy, because Gummy does have better healing than Senshi. What if we were to switch over from Senshi to Cement? Cement? Oh, Cement does actually have less defense. But, again, she's only going to be blocking one enemy, so it could be... that could be a non-issue. Plus, I think she does get defense or damage reduction. It's only physical damage reduction, unfortunately, but it's damage reduction nonetheless. Let's see, who else do we have for defenders? We have Eunectes, who, with her skill, still doesn't quite have enough, still doesn't quite have enough defense. Menacing Slash could be good, because it'll stun Trimaw. You know that Trimaw can be stunned. Honestly, I think that even with the defense reduction, the very slight defense reduction, we still would be gaining, because we're not blocking as many units is part of the problem that we just don't want. Yeah, Trimaw is just it. The DPS of Trimaw and the other things is just too much. And we can't kill those things with, even with the extraordinary efforts of, our delightful Pinecone. I wonder if we can... I don't think Beanstalk is negotiable, honestly. But Chilchuck might be. And we might be able to get through this with one more medic. This feels weird and like a bad idea. But what if it's not, though? Okay. Honestly, Avion might be the choice.
Leave the rear to me. Go show them what you're made of.
So, this will be interesting. I don't know that it will be good in any capacity, but it will be interesting.
All right. All medicine is
Yes,
being
no
packed.
Vanguard is definitely a brave strategy. Very brave strategy. I wonder, can we can fulfill some of the role that Chilchuck fulfilled. Anyway, she is going to be outside healing range, like way outside healing range, so that could be less than ideal. I mean, it's definitely going to be less than ideal, let's be real, but...
I won't be afraid.
Perfumer will offset the damage somewhat. Okay. Oh, no, we didn't switch in Cement. My bad.
Oh no! The fire is spreading in
I was
this direction.
wondering. I didn't see the DPE number. And that's why. Okay. Yes. Then, yeah, we'll switch out Senshi again. The rest of our team is contributing... Actually, I want to switch out Laios, because Laios blocks only one. Has more HP, which would make him better for taking the magic attacks. But again, structural support will allow Cement to have better defense when Trima is using physical attacks.
You all got your helmets on? Check
Alright.
again.
We're really just putting together the construction crew here. We got Pinecone, we got Cement. Now we just need Fire Whistle and Osiris.
I'll come with you.
Alright. So, again, the main reason that we want to put down Beanstalk is just for the DP. He doesn't really provide any other utility to us in this time or at any other. Yeah, well, at other times she provides the benefit of not getting us eaten by slugs. Not getting us eaten by slug eaters.
I won't be afraid.
Yes. So, again, we can offset the damage over time. I want to see if we can hold out. Okay, yes, very easily, actually. I was going to say, I want to see if we can hold out long enough to get Cement out. But yes, very much so.
Prince, check out. Let the construction work begin.
And then if we place... Yeah, if we place Senshi and Gummy flanking on either side, that's a good amount of healing right there.
Push forward, Commander.
So yes. So yeah, now that we're in a pretty safe place, we probably don't need to worry about DPS that much.
Archnight charging.
Or DPS? What am I talking about? We don't need to worry about our healers that much. Or, yeah, we don't need to worry about anything very much in any way, shape, or form. Okay. We don't need to worry about Beanstalk surviving for very long. Honestly, we maybe shouldn't have deployed. Well, no, she did pay her own way. Yeah, she did pay her own way. I will not deny that. We do have structural support. Yeah, that almost completely obviates all damage that she is taking, which is very nice. Alright, we might not even need Senshi here, which would be nice. Alright, yes, so, with Marcial and Pinecone, we can get rid of these slugs pretty quickly. Yeah, the damage isn't as good as with Chill Chuck, but it's still very good. Alright. So let's keep an eye on Marcial, because I was wanting to see if Phlox's skill aura talent did give Marcial mana back, and I was thinking that it did, because it looked like it did earlier.
That's fine with me. How do you like this, son?
And that did take some damage there, which was a little bit unexpected. Okay, Marcial did get some DP back, or she did get some mana back, so it does work. Very good.
Here's something yummy for you.
Okay. Yeah, we're actually ready to cook whenever. Alright. I think, honestly, having multi-target medics is really beneficial to us because everyone's always taking damage to some extent, but not having our units that are taking damage getting healed. Yeah, not having our units that are being targeted by Paimon getting healed is a major problem. Yes. I think we want to get through this phase a little bit quicker this time around as well. Yeah, anyway. So again, having multi-target medics is especially good in this because everyone's always taking damage. And if not, everyone's not always getting healed, then we have the issue that our medics might prioritize someone who doesn't really need to be healed.
Here's something yummy for you.
And that would be very bad, of course. Yeah, so honestly, the less we can invest in our defense, the better we can be for the later parts of the mission.
Specialty.
Yes, let's heal.
狙いはあれだよね。大丈夫。私に任せて。
Yes.
魔力
Sludge
切れを起こした
have
くないから
stunned,
戦略は慎重に考
have
えて。
stunned, or maybe they didn't stun. It might have been Prima who did it, but
Here's something
one way or the other, Pinecone is a little bit stunned
指
here.
示をどうぞ、ドクター。
君も方針を準備しといた方がいい。
Alright, alright.
大丈夫。私に任せて。
So we're doing pretty good.
Push forward, Commander.
Oh, did... No, I was gonna say, did Cement somehow not get stunned? But no, she just is... Her stature isn't very much different when she's stunned versus when she's not stunned. Or rather, her stance isn't that different. Okay, anyway. So, Pinecone is slowly dying, which is a little bit of a problem, but it's not like a big problem. Obviously, we'd prefer if that was not the case.
大丈夫。私に任せて。
So long as it is the case, we're just gonna have to live with it, basically.
狙いを定めて。
Yeah, we need to be ready to deploy gravel at a moment's notice.
君も方針を準備しといた方がいいかな。
Rice was my specialty.
Yes, as soon as it looks like even remotely close that...
ちゃんと聞いてます。
Okay, there we go. So now, again, we can maybe get through this with just the one Slug Eater. And if we can get through this with just the one Slug Eater... I don't think we can get through this with just the one Slug Eater. Never mind. Anyway,
Program initializing.
so I think we want to change up our medic situation pretty drastically.
Rice was my specialty.
I don't know that we want to keep... This could be bad. It might not be... Okay, it was pretty bad.
What's that smell?
Indeed. Yeah, I think we want to replace Cement. Perfumer will be up again soon-ish. But not necessarily very soon.
Think you'll get away?
We can't afford to put down a defender at this point, so let's just let ourselves accept less than optimal Slug Eater or Berry Metal Crab circumstances, basically. Okay, anyway, so we want healing. We could have gotten healing faster, I think, but it's okay. This is actually probably not a good situation because we want Senshi blocking like so.
後ほどここで食事を作ろう。
Do we want Senshi blocking like so? Actually, no, we
食
don't.
材を
Um,
数回に分けて投入し
We can probably still swing this, I think. Maybe not. Alright, Gravel, if you'd be so kind. Yes, the rest of our forces are going to be up soon. But are they going to be up soon enough is the question.
The blueprints check out. Let the construction work begin.
So this is a battlefield. Target marked.
Oh no, we've put... Actually, no, we've made a surprisingly good choice here.
Program loading complete.
Alright. We want Enkephalin active. But yeah, the reason why I say we've made a surprisingly good choice is because we can place... I'll demonstrate with Gummy. We could place Shaw this way, facing right, and pushing enemies into the pit that way. That's still fine.
Right minder's limb can make it go fly.
And so we might just want to do that. Alright, we're not actually going to get that right now, but it doesn't change the fact that we can.
Ready to heal.
We want to make sure that Shaw survives. So yes, Trimaw. I don't think Trimaw can stun in this phase. If Trimaw can, I'm going to be very sad.
Yes? How do you like this sound?
Who needs healing? Come
So
over.
yes, as long as we can get a lot of healing on... As long as we can get a lot of healing on Cement, we can actually just kind of brute force this, honestly. Okay, so I think we're gonna make it. And if we deploy Gravel intelligently,
Shadow.
we can make sure that we're getting 2 crabs into the pit at once,
Any
which is
orders
quite
for
good.
me?
Okay,
If you want treatment,
not
you gotta
bad,
come
not
closer.
bad. Yeah, I think we are in the clear now, basically.
Everyone.
Yeah, especially because it doesn't look like it takes too many crabs to fill up the pot.
Let me do it.
Do we want Gummy here? I guess there's no reason not to have Gummy there. Yeah, if we get one more wave of crabs, we should be golden.
Let me do it.
Actually. Okay, yeah, those crabs were not going to stick around in a place where we could get them.
If you want
That's
treatment,
perfectly
you gotta
fine.
come closer.
Yeah, I think we've done it. Alright, very good, very good. I am very pleased with this result.
This is the place.
Yes, it could be... Yeah, we need 12 more crab meat. So, oh no! Oh, I was just slightly too late.
Any orders?
Okay, we could have finished it right there, but I do think that Cement can basically just hold out forever. Honestly, she could probably defeat Trimaw.
Hang in there, I'm coming.
It probably wouldn't be interesting to sit around and wait for her to do so,
任せておけ。
but we could do it. I guess we don't need to wait for 2 crabs, because now we can cook.
食材を数回に分けて。
Alright, we have done it, everybody. Sit. Yes, thank you once again, TVPG, for telling me that you can do this. That you can push the crabs into the pit and still get their ingredients. Alright, with that, we have won it. And we can just wait for the... We can just let the other crabs walk off the map in perfect peace. Alright.
I didn't want to have to do that. But if we don't fight, the bad guys will get us.
Terran Culinary Expert. There we go. Alright, is that... Yeah, is that both of the medals for this, event? Yes it is. Okay. So, once again, we haven't done the extra stages, and I don't plan to do so. But, we've done it, everybody. Every single normal stage has been cleared with 3 stars. Alright. Alright. So, and we've done it all in time. So I don't need to go late tonight, which is good. So, with that, it is time to wrap up. Thank you all for being here tonight. This has been a great pleasure. Thank you again, Fairy Faye, for the raid. Let's see. I know I don't have a bot with any commands, but is shouting out a feature of Twitch? I think it is. Yes. Fairy Faye. Yes, Fairy Faye. Yes, thank you once again, Fairy Faye, for the raid. Very kind of you. Let's see. What else to say before we wrap up? Oh yes, the schedule. So yes, so this was the last stream of the week. Next week, we'll be playing mostly Atelier Yumiya and Arknights, as stated. Yes, we're going to be playing Atelier Yumiya on Tuesday and Thursday. We're going to be playing Arknights on Wednesday and Saturday. And then we're going to be playing some Guilty Gear Strive on Friday. So yes, so all streams except for the Thursday and Friday streams, you can expect to be around 8:30 p.m. Central Time, whereas the Thursday and Friday streams you can expect to be around 9:30 p.m. Central Time. So, if anyone has any raid suggestions, I would be delighted to hear them. If not, I can find a target on my own. One way or the other, though, it is time to wrap up. So, let me take a sip. Sip. All right. No suggestion. So, I think we're going to go and visit Physicist this evening, who's playing some Control. Yes, I'm very vaguely aware of that game, as I am many games, I suppose. But I think that's a game in which you are a person who is telekinetic or something of that nature. You are telekinetic and you do telekinesis things to fight monsters, I think, in a building, maybe? I'm not quite sure. Anyway, Physicist. There we are. So, the customary raid message is, as always, we have arrived. Yes, once again, thank you all for being here tonight. I hope that you've had a fine night. I hope that you will continue to have a fine night every night. And I hope that you will be well until the next time I see you. Thank you all very much, and farewell. Let us get this raid underway.